Hello, I'm from a minesweeper. Today's music is different. Today's music is by Game Chops. It's video game music, which is honestly my favorite type of music. I cannot, uh, I cannot not have video game music. I can't believe people write bangers like this all the time. Um, it's cool stuff. Anyway, instead of ranting, it's time to do some more minesweeper. We're working on 7 plus, so I guess we'll keep going. I don't have anything else to do, honestly. I could try all of these nonsense variants, but we will do this instead. So last time I expected balance and cross, right? I was right. It's balance and cross. Okay. So every row and column has 3 mines. Okay. Well, 1, 3 here means these are all mines. And of course, there's 1 mine here. Okay. 2, 2, 0, 1. 1, 2. I'm trying to look for some sort of contradiction with the 2, 2 and the 0, 1. I think it's entirely possible for these to both be empty. Because this is fine, I think. I don't think I see any issues with this. It's also possible for all of these to be empty. If these are both mines. Yeah, you get this. I don't know what I'm looking for. If this is a mine, then you get this and this, I guess. And this is empty, so you get that. I mean, if it's not a mine, then these are both mines, sure. You get 2 mines in these 3 cells. I don't know what happens afterwards. Okay. Could it be these 2 rows forcing these to both be mines? If there's only 1 mine here, there's a total of 6 mines in these 2 rows. You could have 4 mines like this. 1 mine here and 1 mine here. That's possible. Yeah. But if there's ever sort of overlap, right, then you'd have to have 2 mines here. You get this kind of thing happening. I feel like I'm missing something super obvious. There's 2 dark and 2 light, but what does that mean? If the 2 lights are like this... I mean... I don't see how that changes anything. You get that. Yeah, nothing happens, I guess. If this is a mine... I think we did check this state, didn't we? Mine here, empty, mine here. Oh, I guess that breaks. The 2, 2 down here, I guess. So this can't be a mine. Sure, that's kind of scuffed, but whatever. So there's 2 mines in here. Out of these 3 cells. 1, 2 implies... Well, it has to be one dark mine. In fact, this 2, 2 is already complete. And 2 light mines implies that only one of these can be mines. Because of the 0, 1. So you get that. One of these are mines. Well, we know that one of these are mines by balance. So that's the light mine for this 1-1 clue. So that gives you this. I'm sure we can figure something out based on rows 1, 2, and 3. There's 1 mine here, 1 mine here, and 1 mine here. That's the 3 mines required. Oh, so that's 3 mines. Then there are another 5 mines already in rows 1, 2, and 3. So that's 8 total. We need 9. So this has to be a mine, I think. Okay. Cool. We get a bunch of stuff in return. This is empty, that's a mine. 1-1 can be easily fulfilled. 1-1 again easily fulfilled. 2-2 easily fulfilled. Those are both empty by the columns. 1-2 is done. 1-1 here is done. So this is a mine, that's done. This is empty, that's a mine, that's empty. These are both mines. Okay. Nice. The balance is really cool. Also really difficult sometimes. But that's okay. It's a very strong variant. Okay, quad product. Put some mines in already. Just by quad rules and product rules. Mines here and here. Mines here and here. This one is here and here. I mean, we know there's something here and something here. That actually surprisingly satisfies the distance 1 for both of these mines. So in fact, both of these mines can't have anything else that's 1 away. These are both empty. That's a mine, that's a mine. I think if this was a mine or if this was a mine, the other corner would fail. Because everything that's 1 away and route 2 away would not be mines. This 2 is 1 by 2. That's empty. That's a mine. That's a mine. Could probably do some. Can I? Can I do some counting here? Because I have 4 mines remaining. I feel like there's some counting we can do here. Like 1, 2, 3. But there's no way to have all 4 mines be in separate locations, I don't think. Like, we know there's at least 1 here and there's at least 1 here. But I can't have any other combination that really gives me a good enough distinction. I think there's still a lot of ways to do this. It's gotta be... I don't know what it could be. I guess we know that there's 1 mine in these 4 cells. There's 1 mine here and 1 mine here. So really at maximum these can hold 3 mines. At minimum they will hold 2 mines. In the case where this is a mine. You'd have a 3rd mine here. But then that would actually work out and I don't think anything would be a problem. And you could have a 4th mine be like here, I guess. So this could happen if this is a mine. Maybe it's a problem that like these are mines then. Because if you had that kind of thing happen, you'd be forced to do that and like both of these are empty. And this would be the case whether this is a mine or not. Yeah, I think neither of these can be mines. That's kind of tough to spot, isn't it? I feel like it is. Anyway, 3 mines remaining. Again, here's 1, here's 1, here's 1. They can overlap. If they do overlap, giving you a mine here, here. Yeah, 3rd mine could actually be anywhere. But if they don't overlap, you'd have to have a mine here, here, empty, here, empty. There's another mine there because these three are all non-mines, which is a contradiction because you'd be using 4 mines. So I feel like it's forced to be this. That's not very clean. I'm not quite sure how to have done that solve a bit better, but the easiest way out of it is contradiction. Anyway. Connected encrypted, okay. Well, firstly, we can use a trick here where these are the same value, so they must share the same region. E is one more than C. We know that because E and C are not the same. And because of this, C is at least 1. C is exactly 1, E is exactly 2. It gives you this. It gives you I misclicked. There you go. This has to escape here. G is at least 2 already. G can be a lot. This has to go out some way. I feel like if F was 0, that would actually just be straight up impossible. Yeah. Here's a 1. Oh, right, these two G's are equal, so the regions that they don't share must also have equal values of mines. So that's forced. This has to go outwards. So G is now between 3 and 4. D is now also between 3 and 4, because it's definitely not 0. It's not more than 4. So there's your pair. D and G are 3 and 4. In fact, actually, D can't be 4, because there's a 1 here. So D is 3, G is 4. One mine here gives us empty cells all around there. 4 and 1 is a very simple minesweeper pattern. B is now not a 0, so it must be a 5 because it can't be a 6. So F is 6 and A is 0. Okay, that means there are in fact 2 mines here, so those are both empty. 3 is done, 2 can be done, 4 can be done, 5 is done, 3 is done, and that's it. Yeah, very simple encrypted exercise. There was barely any connected in there, but we did use it for a few of the deductions, so I guess it was necessary. Some of the mines must grow out type of situations. What am I listening? I feel like I've heard this before. Oh, it's the Talus fight theme from Breath of the Wild. And I assume Tears of the Kingdom also had it. But I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom yet. Okay, let's keep going. Triplet modulo. Okay, well, that gives us a bunch of stuff. These are both empty. This is a 4, so that's a mine. This has to be a 5, because it can't be an 8. This is a 4, so there's 1 mine here. I mean, this one is also a 4, so those are both mines. 0 could be a 3, could be a 6. This is a real 2, this is a real 1, so there's a 2-1 pattern there. This is a real 0, so that's a mine that isn't. This is a real 2, this is a 3. 3 puts 1 mine here, but this is empty by triplet, so there's 1 mine there, which completes 1 here, so it's empty. 0 is a real 3. But this 0 can't be a 6 anymore, because there's only 1 mine here, so it's a 3. Meaning that there's 1 mine in these cells. This 0 being a 3 is interesting, maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, there's some weird triplet nonsense going on here, I can tell. Is there? Maybe. I feel like this 2 being a 5 is kind of a big problem. But it's very easy to not have any, like, 3 in a row. It's super easy, actually. Sorry, I'm blanking out. I feel like this 0 is where we go. This 0 sees 2 more mines. Is this combo okay? I think this combo looks okay. Yeah, I don't see anything jarringly incorrect with this. What about this combo maybe? Empty, 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 mine, empty, empty. Maybe this one? Okay, let's do a contradiction test. If this is a mine, empty here. Doesn't help. Okay, the last combo is this one. Empty, empty, mine, empty, empty. That also looks fine to me. Okay, so maybe it's not the 0 here, I guess. It could be something else super obvious that I'm missing, like a random triplet that I didn't really fully finish. I don't see any triplets though. Yeah, what? These are both mines. I mean, you have a lot of empty cells, yeah. But everything still looks fine. Everything still looks really fine. What big thing am I missing here? If these are both mine, so this is empty, empty. I don't see anything. If this is a mine, these are both empty. Mines here, here. That doesn't help either. Yeah, there's like any combination works. If these are both mines, I guess. I mean, really. No. Well, actually, if this is a mine, if these are both mine, that fails because you're forcing a 3-0 like that. But like, if it's not this, then what can it be? There's so many ways to circumvent there being 2 mines here. I'm very lost. Like, there's a mine here, this is empty. Then you have to have a mine there, but then you can't do anything else from here, right? And if this is empty... Oh, you have mines here and here. This is empty. This is also empty because we know there's one mine in these 3 cells, which gives you this and this, which gives you that. Okay, so the commonality is this, I guess. Yeah, sure. I'm not super happy about that either, but that didn't use too many clues, so I'm accepting it as a valid answer. Yeah, everything collapses from there. So that was the only difficult deduction in the entire puzzle. I kind of want to go back and check what my answer was. What the intended answer was. But it's whatever. What am I listening to right now? I don't think I know this game. If it's from a game. Doesn't seem like it's from a game, but it could be from a game. I just don't know. Alright, outside area. Ooh, outside area is interesting. Because mines have to reach the outside, which means they have to hit certain areas if they start from somewhere. Like, for example, a mine here has to have an area of at least 4 to even reach the edge. So now every mine has this like cost, I think. Okay, this 6 sees at most 2 here, meaning it must see at least a 4 here. And this has a minimum size of 4. But it could be like a 6 and these could be empty. I guess it's also valid. This has to grow out, which it can't do because I breaks this now, so that's not a mine. Now this has to have a mine here, and this has to have an area of 6. Exactly. Is the only thing that is C, so this is empty. 1 is done. This must now have a mine here, which must grow outwards and have an area of 2, so that's empty. 3 means this is a mine which must have an area of 2, that's empty. This 6 is an area of 6. I don't think it can reach here, because if it did reach there, this area of 6 is just isolated and it can't reach the edge of the grid, so this actually can't be a mine. 4. There are a lot of ways this could work out, I think. Like, this could be a mine. And then you could have a size of 4 here. You could also have this be a mine that goes up to a size of 2, and then... Actually, let's think about that. If this is a mine, it has to be exactly size 2, because it can't connect to this anymore. The remaining area has to be a size of 2 as well, but that can't happen. This can never reach the edge of the grid in 2 cells. So I don't actually think this can be a mine. This is a mine that's empty. This is a mine which goes out, and this has an exact area of 4. But this can basically go wherever it wants, and honestly, doesn't really matter, because it already touches the edge of the grid. This can also be a mine, because if it was a mine, you could do something like this, plus whatever, reach an area of 6. It's very easy to reach an area of 6. It's such a high number. The fact you can do anything here is kind of insane. Maybe the idea is that this can't be a mine because of this area. Let's think about how this area can grow. This area can never touch this 6 because the 6 already touches its own area of 6. So there are a few ways it can grow. If this was empty, you could either go this way or this way. And of note is that this is always empty as a result. If, however, you went this way, well, again, you either go this way, making this empty, or you go this way. Now, in this case, it is possible for this to be a mine, but in doing so would give you the checkerboard pattern, which doesn't work. So I think in all cases, this is empty. Oh, look at that. Okay. So now this area of 4, I think, is basically guaranteed to touch this area of 6. If you try to avoid it, then you have to at least go out to here, which is invalid. So this 6 must be a 4 plus 2. And I think that means that you can't have these two be distinct areas, because otherwise you have the checkerboard pattern. Also, this area is a 1, which is possible, but the more important part of the argument is that you can't have two distinct areas like this. In fact, you can't have two distinct areas like this either. So really, I think you must have two distinct areas like this? Oh, this could also... Wait, what? Oh, it's possible for the 4 not to touch the 6 like that. So this 6 could touch its own area of 6 as well. Or you could have something like this, yeah. Jeez. Okay. Sure. But either way, this is a mine, I guess. So either the 4 touches the 6 like this, and then there's an area of 2. Or the 4 doesn't touch the 6 at all. This has to be empty. Okay, so this 4 will eventually reach this 6. So this is a 4 plus 2. And of course, because you can't go down this way, this area has to go at least this far. Now, I think it is impossible for this to be the case. Yeah, because if this was the case, then this 6 has to see another area of 2 here, and then this 6 will be broken. It can't see a total area of 6. So this is forced now. Yeah, okay. So 5 is an area of 3 plus 2. We know there's an area of 3, this is an area of 6, which cannot touch. And they can't even touch diagonally, actually, because you form the checkerboard pattern. So that means that this is not a mine. This 6. Well, there are a lot of ways it could happen. You could do this and that. You could do this and I guess that. I don't know. Anything can happen. If this were empty though, like you have to go out this way. This has to be empty. mine here finishes your area of 3. And then this area of 6 can't grow anywhere. So I don't think this can be empty. The 3 must go down in some way. If this is a mine, then you form that checkerboard pattern. This 3... Well, I think it could be a distinct area of 3, but not really. If it was a distinct area of 3, it has to be separate from this area of 6, and I feel like there's just no space to fit both areas. So this 3 must touch this area of 3. So that means that's empty and that's empty. Also by mine count, I'm fairly certain that every mine has been accounted for. There are 4 remaining mines out here, 1 remaining mine out here, and 1 remaining mine out here. So that are the 6 mines that we need. We cannot have stray mines, I guess. So I think something like this is invalid. I think just by outside, really, that's already invalid. Because by checkerboard, you have to do that. Okay, 6 has to be the area of 6 that goes this way. This has to be empty. It has to grow. This area of 6 can't touch this area of 3, so it has to maximize its size until that point. And there you go. Alright. That was a decent solve. I think there's a lot of intuition involved in this one. But not too much of an issue, I guess. Alright, next one. Dual liar. As per usual, this is empty, because otherwise it's an area of 2. One of these are lying, definitely. But I think they have to be equal then. Or they have to differ by 2, which they can't do. If they differ by 2, this breaks. So they must be equal. This is a 1, so that's empty. 0 means that's a mine. Sorry, it means those are non-mines. That's a mine, that's empty. This is lying. Has to grow. 3 here is lying. 4 here must have the mines on opposite edges. Actually, this 4 is just done by dual. This 1 is lying. This 1 is telling the truth. 0 is telling the truth. 4 is lying. 2 is telling the truth. This can't be a mine. 4 is telling the truth. But I feel like either of these could be mines. The other one would have to be a non-mine and also a liar. I think that's fine, right? Either you have a mine here, which gives you liar, 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 or you have a mine here, which has to grow, which makes this empty. I think either case, this cell is empty. Either it's empty by the dual structure, or it's empty because it's a lie. Sure. I guess. I mean, if this theory is telling the truth, you'd have to have mines here and here for the extremities. Doesn't work, this is lying. It's actually a 2, definitely. Still options though. You either have a mine here, which goes down and completes everything. That's actually all the mines that can exist. Or this happens. And this 3, which is actually a 2, must have a second mine here. And also ends here. So the commonality is that both of these are empty. Okay, so we have liar and liar, meaning that the blue case is invalid, red case is true, and that's it. Yeah. I don't know, I'm kind of losing it. I feel like I'm not solving very well. But then again... I don't know, then again what? Then again... I'm tired, I'm yawning. Oh, that's some nice music though. These ones from... This is from Mega Man? I would think this is from Mega Man. But I don't think this is from Mega Man. Brinstar Breaks. Brinstar sounds like a Zelda place. Oh, it's a Metroid thing. Sure. Okay, let's keep going. I know all the videos that I've posted so far with this music in it is copyright. In fact, the lo-fi ones are also copyright. I don't care. I don't plan to make any money out of this, so who cares, am I right? Alright, Snake Cross. Ooh, this ought to be fun. 1-1 is done. That's our dead end, by the way. We have to have a dead end that isn't in a light cell. 1-1, so there's already one mine in the dark cells, so this happens. This can't be a mine, otherwise it grows all the way out, and this 1-2 is definitely broken. Same here. Actually, same here. This can't be a dead end, because you can't have different, you can't have equal colored dead ends. So you get that. Sure. 3-3. Okay, 1-1. 2-3. Can't have a dead end be here. This can't be a dead end, I think. You have to go all the way around for a dead end. I think that's just impossible, both by mine count and by this 3-3 clue. That's a mine though, we know that. You know this can't be a dead end. We also know this can't be a dead end. So that's our second dead end. This has to go here. This can't be a mine. This is also not a mine. 2-3 is done. And there you go. Wow, this is not like the easiest snake puzzle we've ever done. I feel like I have a pretty good intuition about snakes. And at the same time, cross is a very easy variant. In fact, I think you could technically say it's easier than vanilla. I would argue that it's not, because the fact that it gives you more information per clue is actually giving the game the opportunity to give you fewer clues, which makes things harder. It's very codable though, I will say. Like product. You can click a lot of clues and they fill up for you. There are very few instances where we really need to think about it. Anyway, balance deviation. Okay, well this 4 and the 2 clue by typical minesweeper has the nice pattern here. 2-1 has some similar pattern, but not really. Aha, okay, so here we can use set theory. Rows 2, 3, and 4 contain 9 mines total. This area has 4. This area has 2. This area has 3 in it. I was gonna say that means these are all mines, but that's clearly not the case because there's already a mine here. But there's 3 mines there. We know there's 1 mine here, we know there's 1 mine here. Those are the 2. We know there's 1 mine here by balance. I don't think that really helps us. Although I do know that there are 3 mines here. Therefore, there are 2 mines in this area and 2 mines in this area. So there's at least 1 here and at least 1 here, and that would complete the 3. So there's a very, very big min-max chain there, which gives us a lot of information. Ooh, I like that a lot. Yes, okay. There's 3 mines here, 1 mine here, 2 mines here, doesn't tell us anything. That's a mine though. So there's 1 mine here. That would actually complete column C. Do you hear that? I thought I heard something. Like in my house. Which is crazy. Sorry, what were we talking about again? I don't remember. Anyway, there's 1 mine here by the 4 clue. The 3 clue will be done as a result. So by row 7, these are all mines. By columns E and F, these are both empty. And so by row 6, this is a mine. That actually completes column A. So no mines here means that for row 1, that's a mine. That's empty. These are both mines. This is done. Wow, look at that. Balance. So clean. Yeah, if not snake, right, then my next favorite variant Well, one of the contenders has to be balance. Like, balance is just so cool. It's almost as good as Snake, but I like Snake a bit better. Balance is really good. Horizontal is also nice, but in that it's a lot easier to handle than most other things, which is why I like it. Balance is great. All right, let's keep going. All right, quad encrypted. Okay. Well, F is at least one. In fact, basically every clue that exists here is at least one so far. In fact, G is at least two because it exists not on the edge of the grid. So G is 2. F is at least 2 now. And a value of 2 in a quad looks like this. D is at least 1, B is at least 1. In fact, D is at least 2 as well. We know that for a 2 in quad, it's either both mines, or it has to be mines on opposite sides. Like this and this, or this and this. So there's always one mine in each of these diagonals. For the 2, that means there's only one mine here at most. So F can't be 5. I think that forms a pair between D and F, which are 3 and 4. That forces B to be 1, which means we can do this. Okay. F can still be 4. F can still be 3 as well. Can D be 4? No, because these can't both be mines. Again, the mines for this 2 have to be on opposite sides. So D is actually 3, F is 4. That gives us some things. We know there's only one mine here. Only one mine here means that for this 3, these are both mines. One mine here. Well, actually for this 3, there's also one mine here for this quad. So that's empty. And then one mine here for this quad, so this 3 is done. C is not 0 clearly, so C is either 5 or 6. It can't be a 6, so it's a 5. That completes a bunch of lines. 4 here is done, 3 is done, 2 is done. By quad actually, this is the mine, so that completes more lines. The 2 again, mines will be on opposite sides. 4 is done, so that's a mine, so that's empty. There you go, 3 mines remain. Nice. Yeah, okay. I will just note that like 0 is actually an impossible clue in this genre, in this variant. Quad cannot have 0 in it, like no matter where your clue is, it can have a 0, which I think is really interesting. Anywho, moving on. Connected modulo. This 0 is a real 0. These 1s are real 1s, and this 2 can't be a 5, so it already sees 2 mines, it has to be empty. On the opposite side, you have the exact same thing happen, or like identically, actually. Okay. So what that means is that for this one, it's a real 1, it can't be a 4. 0 is a real 0 here. This 0 is a 3. So it sees 1, needs to see 2 more. 2 is done. This one must have its mine connect outward, so it can't be the one that's inside, it has to be the one that's outside. This one's a 4, because it can't be a 7. And there's one mine here for this to connect outward, so this is empty. This one is also a 4. This 2, I think, is a 2, because it can't be a 5. There's only 2 mines in these 4 cells. So it's just a 2, meaning these are both empty. That's a mine which must go out. This 2 is just a 2 because it can't be a 5, so these are both empty, giving you mines in all of these locations. This one is done. This 2 can be a 5. In fact, it must, because this 0 sees 2 mines here. So there's something in here for this 2, and because it already sees 2, it must be the next number after that, so it's 5. That completes the 0. The connectivity tells us that this can't be a mine. This is a mine which must grow... which cannot grow. This 0 is done, it can't be a 6, so these are both empty. And everything else is a mine. Great. Okay. Quick solve. We should do this more often, these quick solves. I feel like I would do a lot. Well, I wouldn't do better with quick solves. Yeah, like here I'm just stuck already. Like, what the heck do I do here? Actually, 5 can't be a single area of 5. Like, if you have an area of 5, you must start with 2 mines connecting to each other. That mine has to go this way. And that creates a bunch of not allows, I guess. There is never a way to make 5 without a 3 in a row somewhere, I think. And the easiest way to see it is to take all possible shapes of 4 and showing that by growing it in any direction you always get a 3 out of a 3 in a row. So like obviously if a 4 existed without 3 in a row, it has to be the O, so it has to look like this, or the S. It can't be the I or the T or the L because all of those already have 3 in a rows in them. So if you were to grow this shape out in any direction, you'd obviously always get 3 in a row no matter where you put it. So that's out. The S shape is a bit more interesting. Obviously you can't grow it along the edge like this. You also can't grow it along this line. So geez, I'm just gonna put it here. I mean, we can really draw like all the places where you can't have additional mines orthogonally. Diagonally, you have this one, and then for this one, you have this one and this one. So again, this straight up can't grow anywhere. And so with that, we've proven that there is no shape of 5 that doesn't have 3 in a row in it. So basically that means that all these 5s must be split into multiple different shapes, I guess. Which isn't super helpful. I guess the idea is that this 4 has to go out to have a mine here. If not, well, you know, something like this could happen. You could have something really, really interesting. I don't know what this would do. But you could have something like that. I don't know how you'd start this, really. I might need a hint here. Let's just try. Okay. I guess. So if this is a mine... Maybe this is a non-mine, things get a bit better. You have to have a mine here. And this now can't be a mine, because if it was, you have to have an area of 5 straight up. Mine here. Now this can't go to an area of 3. So this has to go to an area of at least 3. Which gives us this. So you have to have a mine here, and that breaks the 4. So this has to be a mine, I guess. That's so useless. Okay, I guess if this is empty now, you have to have a mine here that is isolated, because you can't have 5 be in a single area. You get this shape. So now this 3 can only see 1 more, which it will see. This 4 must see 2 more, which is entirely valid. So this is fine. And this is in the case where this is empty. Maybe if this is a mine, things are a bit worse. If this is a mine, you must have a distinct area from here. Same for this 5, I think. You must have something here. I guess that's a bit interesting. So if this is a mine, then this is empty. This 5 must form 2 distinct shapes. Sorry, it must form 2 distinct areas, which means that's empty. This 4 must have a 4 coming out of here, which the 3 can't grab. I think that breaks. So this can't be a mine. That is horrible. Anyway, there's only an area of 4 in these 2 cells, so the 7 must see 3 more. Okay, I think this is going to be where... This can't be an area of 4, because the 5 would break. And similarly here, this can't be area of 4. So you must be split into 2 different areas. In fact, 2 different areas of exactly 2 each. So that both 5s can be satisfied. This means that's a mine, so these are both empty. That's a mine. 2 means one of these are mine, so that's empty. And that completes the 1, so that's empty. It's 2. Well, if this is a mine, then both of these are empty, which breaks this 2, so this is not a mine. Therefore, this is a mine. This 4 must see 2 more. This 2 is done. This 4 must see 2 more. By triplet, that's empty. That's a mine. This can't be empty, otherwise this has to go outwards, which breaks. So this is a mine. This is empty, so that's a mine, that's empty. That's a mine, that's a mine. 2 mines remaining can't be both here, for example. So that's a mine, I guess. Sure. Yeah, I don't like area when it combines with other stuff. It's very unorthodox logic at the start, in fact. At the end, it becomes really easy. Because you have a lot of things to work with already. But at the start, the logic is so difficult. I don't actually know how you're supposed to do it. And I think that is going to be it for this session. Because my brain is absolutely shot. So yeah, we've done 39. That's actually really good. We're actually very close to 49. Oh, how did you know? Wow, 39 is close to 49? Yeah, so let me just fill up the thing again. We finished 11 puzzles today, which is great. Let me take a look at the gallery. Okay, so it's everything except for a staircase up here, as well as a little slide down there. Alright, that looks like it. Okay. That's gonna be it. There's a lot of Minesweeper in this channel, but that's kind of what I do all the time. Ooh, you get the Zelda theme. Very nice. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.